Okay, my name is Matt. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Matt. My name's Bob Schillerstrom. I am almost a lifelong resident of DuPage County. I've been a lawyer for a little bit over 40 years out here in the county. I've been married for 39 years, and I have 3 adult children who live all over the world, and I've served in a variety of public offices, primarily in DuPage County over the last number of decades, I guess.
Okay. What does the Forest Preserve do for the citizens of DuPage County?
Forest Preserve provides 26,000 acres of open space in DuPage County. It's one of the great assets that the people of DuPage County have. It's varied terrain. We have rivers and we have lakes. We have forests, oak forests, maple forests. We have prairies. But the bottom line is it gives people the opportunity to get out and recreate. It has miles and miles of trails so people can go out and walk and get exercise, or they can ride their bike and get exercise, or they can just simply go commune with nature if they want to do that. So it is something that really adds to the quality of life of DuPage County. Very few counties have these amenities, and they're tied in with park districts and tied in with other open space. Almost 20% of DuPage County is open space, which is pretty much unheard of. So obviously running and operating the Forest Preserve District is very important for the people of DuPage County, and that's one of the things that I look forward to do. One of the things I hope to do is to be able to provide additional open space so we have more preserves. I want to plant more trees. I think that climate change is one of those things that we all have a duty to try and mitigate, and we can do that certainly at the Forest Preserve by planting trees. And we'll plant trees to help mitigate climate change, and trees are planted for other people, for our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. I will also add trails so that we have more trails, buy land to tie the forest preserves together so that people and animals can go from one forest preserve to the other, and also build trails in those particular areas. So there's a lot of things that the Forest Preserve provides for the people of DuPage County, but I think it can do an even better job, and I look forward to doing that as the next president of the Forest Preserve District.
Okay. What are the most recent problems that the Forest Preserve has faced, and how can we do that? What can the citizens do to help?
I think that the Forest Preserve, I think it can be better than it is. And I think one of the things that we should do with the Forest Preserve District, especially in these times with climate change, is it needs to be an environmental leader, and it really hasn't done that. It sort of sits back and it doesn't lead. If I'm the Forest Preserve District President, I will lead. We will become the #1 environmental advocate in the county and in the region. We will work with other environmental agencies. We'll work with agencies like the Sierra Club, the Morton Arboretum, of which I am a trustee and have been for many years. And then we'll work with all the other governments. We'll work with the mayors and the county officials to make sure that we're all working together to make the Forest Preserve as good as it can be for the people of DuPage County. It's so important to our quality of life here in DuPage County that we have to continue to work to make it better, so that the old adage is if you're not working to make things get better, they're going to slide backwards. And I think the Forest Preserve District has been a little bit too complacent in the last couple of years.
Okay. A question I want to follow up with then is, how do you think we should get more people to care about the Forest Preserve, and how should we engage more people into caring about the environment?
Well, I think that's 2 questions. And the first question I think is that we need to make sure people understand that the forest preserves are there. And I think that we can do that by having events, urging people to come out, and just making people aware of what's going on and making them welcome. so that people know that when they see a forest preserve district and there's a sign up there, that they should go in there and they should enjoy it. And as I said before, as far as making them better goes, I think we should have more of them. We should buy additional open space, and we should focus on trying to tie our forest preserves together. We should look at unique pieces of land that maybe have trees on them, that are unique, old growth trees, things such as that. And then I think as far as, helping with climate change, we can plant trees, and we can do what we can at the forest preserve to get to net carbon zero. That means more electric vehicles, solar panels where possible. But I think planting trees is really the best thing that we can do to mitigate climate change. When I was I was the chairman of the tollway for a number of years, and that's obviously an interstate road system, and we planted 60,000 trees there. So I think we can really plant hundreds of thousands of trees on our 26,000 acres of open space.
Okay. All right. One of the big things about the Forest Preserve that I've heard about is the budget. Not that there are any problems, but how do you think you would budget the money wisely, and what are things that you would add to the budget, like certain, just like certain items that you would put that add to the budget, or some things you would take away from the budget?
I think the first thing you would do is you would take a look at the budget from a zero-based point of view. Historically, what they've done with the budgets there is they take the budget from last year, and that's the starting point, and then they add on to it. I think you go down to zero and you start there, so that everything that is in the budget has to be justified on an annualized basis. And then you have to prioritize. Now, for me, I'd prioritize land acquisition and trails and the planting of trees. And the goal is, and I would do this not to raise taxes, because we don't want to overtax the people in DuPage County.
Okay. Thank you for your time, sir. It's been a really great interview.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.